Hey everybody, Dave Weiss here for the Glue Bomb Show. Today I have for you a review on what may be my first Tamiya kit, at least in the recent years since I've been building. I think I built one back in college. That's so long ago I don't even really remember. I expect it was a Formula One car because I always wanted to try one of those. This one was a bit simpler. This is the Stegosaurus Stenops from our friends at Tamiya. Now, everything I ever heard about Tamiya is you could basically throw a tube of glue in the box, shake it, and come out with a complete kit. And while it's not quite that easy, this really went together nicely. Again, dinosaur kits are fairly easy to build. There's not a lot to them, but I think he came out pretty good. Here he is. Now, I'll be the first one to admit the lighting I have in here is not spectacular. And so you may have a little bit of a hard time seeing the gradations and everything. But basically what I did was I assembled the whole model all in one shot, unpainted. And then I used glue. I think this is a glue together kit, but I glued it regardless. And after I glued it, I did a little bit of putty work on some of the seams. To be honest with you, I see a couple areas where I could have done a little bit better job with the sanding. However, the seams in this were already all but unnoticeable, so it was really just a matter of trying to tighten things up a little bit for my own satisfaction. You wouldn't need to putty this at all, and you would still come out with a pretty decent looking build. I just love dinosaurs. This is my first models were dinosaurs. My actually very first model when I was 7 years old was a Pyrotriceratops. If you go back through here, you can see when I did the Lindbergh version, which, as I understand it, is the same kit. Again, this one from Tamiya is quite a bit different. It's quite a bit better fit-wise and everything else. So here's what I did. I started off, again, building the whole kit, gluing everything together, did a little bit of seam work with putty, and then I sprayed the whole thing with a primer coat of flat olive drab enamel. And then I went into my collection of brush painted enamels and got some Testors. I believe they just called it flat green. It's basically a slightly lighter olive drab. And I started off by just stippling it on, just pushing it, just basically stabbing the paint into all the nooks and crannies. And then that gave it kind of a mottled texture, M-O-T-T-L-E-D, right? And then I kind of went under it with a lighter tone, which the lighter tone has disappeared a little bit. It's also not showing up quite as well in this light. And then across the back of the creature, I did a darker color. I mixed that dark green with some white for the bottom, and I mixed it with some black for the top. To just basically do a sort of a gradiated tone, an ombre pattern, if you will. And even if you won't, that's what I did. And then I went through and I painted the plates here. I used some flat light brown also from Testors. I painted the eyes gold, and I did that because reptile eyes often have that kind of shiny look to them, and I think they came out pretty nicely. And then I worked some off-white ivory into the tail spikes and also the claws. That's pretty much how the box art showed it, so that's what I did. Because we have no idea what these guys actually look like color-wise and everything else. And then I started working the whole thing with a black wash, just an acrylic black wash, and I would put on a little bit, and then I would wipe it over with a wet paper towel, dry it a little bit, make sure that the areas I wanted to fill stay filled, and gave his skin a really wrinkly kind of reptilian-looking appearance. I'm really happy with him. I think he came out really nicely. He's going to look good on my shelf, and I had fun with him. At the moment, while I was working on this, I'm also working on a couple of really large projects. And to be honest with you, I was getting a little stuck on them. And my online model building group, I needed something quick and easy to work on with them on Zoom, like once a month. And so I put this guy together, kind of a slammer build. But I'm really happy with him. He's going to look good on my shelf, and I had fun. And that's good because model building is supposed to be fun. So here's my dinosaur. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you see these, they're out and around pretty much. I got this one at my local hobby shop at a really good price. If you get a chance, pick one up, put it together, have a little bit of fun, especially if you've been on something really complex for a while. Pick up something like this. You can have a really successful build in a short period of time. And again, it's fun. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.